Four Boys Garage back here. We're going to make a repair to this speaker, this loudspeaker. It's from a woofer. It's actually from 1997. It's just a 5-inch subwoofer, but I mean the coil is massive on this thing. It's a Boston Acoustics woofer, and it's something that I had back in 1997, and recently was given to me by my parents, who have had it since then from our computer speakers. But we thought it was fun, and we fired it up, and it sounded great for all of about 5 minutes, if that, and the surround totally blew out. So I kind of started searching around to see if we could find a new woofer just to bring everything back to life, but the system originally is a Boston Acoustics system. But as soon as I pulled this thing out, I knew there was no way that we were probably going to find one that fit just right and probably was of this quality for any reasonable amount of money. So I kind of started digging around on repair, and I was not aware that this was even possible. It's basically what we're trying to do is, we've already started this repair. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and really didn't even think about making a video, but I kind of realized that maybe a lot of people don't even know this is possible. I didn't know it was possible, and I know there's a lot of old school stuff out there that people get or people want to bring new life to, but these they have a limited life. They just get old, they dry out, and like ours blew out into shreds. And this really is super easy, and so that's why I decided that we'd maybe go ahead and make this video, and we'd like to hear it again. It was a lot of fun knowing that I was young with this system, and the other of the four boys thought that was a blast to play the same old speaker. But this kit was $20. It came with 2 of these surrounds, so we'll have another one if we blow this one, I guess. But it also came with the foam surround adhesive. But they make these for all sorts of speakers in different sizes, and it really boils down to just measuring this outside dimension from the edge of the roll from side to side, the sort of the inside of the roll diameter, and as well as the very inside of the surround, or the total inside diameter of the surround where it meets the cone. And you can find them about for any speaker. I would imagine any speaker that's worth doing, I suppose. But I was really shocked. I didn't know it was possible. I've already got this glued on the inside. The outside is not glued yet, and that's what I still have yet to glue. And you can kind of hear that grinding if I move it from the underside, if I pull out on it, which you definitely don't want that. But if this thing is centered right now, it's called hand centering. If I push in and out, because this is already glued and dry, probably for a couple days now, I haven't had a chance to get back to this, mainly because I did decide I wanted to make a video to at least share that it was possible. But you do want to make sure things are as centered as possible. It does require cleaning, which obviously that process has already taken place. And this is not intended to be a in-depth how-to video on this, as much as just bringing it to the attention of anybody who may be out there searching around for fixing their speaker. I did have to scrape this metal frame really good. There was remnants on the cone of the old adhesive and the old surround that I had to very carefully peel. I used some plastic tools, plastic razor blades, and actually a utility knife for the metal, and even some of the cone if you're gentle. Some rubbing alcohol helps soften and break down the old foam surround. So the cleaning process, it's a little tedious, but I don't even know if I had 30 minutes in the whole deal. And then a thin layer of glue actually on the surround itself, and I can kind of demonstrate with this, with the speaker clean and no surround on here. You're actually able to take your surround upside down, and you can easily apply your glue to this edge, obviously, and then you flip over and you can press it into the edge of your cone. But you also have to kind of play with it a little bit. It's not like super glue that bites immediately. It takes a little while to kind of tack up and get tacky enough to hold. But, you know, you kind of push in and out on this, and you can find really complete videos. The video I found, I'm not sure who it was from. I want to say maybe Midwest Speaker. I think that's who we got our parts from here, our kit. And it's a really old video. It's like 13 years, but it's a great video. I mean, they do a pretty good job of showing. It's not really close up, but again, I'm not really trying to really be the how-to on this. I definitely encourage you to go find that video or one of the other videos out there of you know, somebody who's showing you the more complete process. I'm really just trying to bring attention to, you know, that the video was like 13 years old. I guess I'm not sure if anyone's aware you can do this. So if you're out there and you're looking, hopefully this helps you save an old speaker, maybe for an old system you want to bring back to life, or some high quality speaker that you've maybe pushed beyond its limits. And you can put a new surround into. All I have to do is do a real thin bead around this outer edge to finish the job for this one, and it'll be done. But this was a really high quality woofer that I didn't want to lose. And again, car audio, guitar amps, home audio, you know, there's a lot of good quality speakers in things that are worth saving, because you likely won't find one as good, or may not fit, or, you know, in this case a lot of speakers are round. This one's not. It's just sort of these like corners, almost squarish in shape, and the way it fits in, you know, was going to be a little tricky. So anyway, yeah, we'll get this all glued up, and we'll see how it sounds. Alright, got some glue in here. It's messy. It doesn't grab right away like super glue. You have some time. It's a lot more like an Elmer's type glue, but definitely seems, I don't know, I don't really know what definitely seems like there's some polymers in this that may not be in your average school glue, white glue. It does dry clear, which is nice because this looks a little messy. Maybe had a little too much, but it should clean up as far as look just better when it dries. And anyway, this is glued up. You do want to, you know, check this to make sure it's not rubbing, and it shouldn't be. When you are done gluing this inner section to the cone, it should already not be rubbing. You should be pretty well centered. But they call this hand centering. There's guys out there talking about cutting the cones out and all this crazy stuff and shimming the coil that I found, and this kit came with directions to just hand center like this, and it's worked great. I think this is just fine. It's very DIY friendly. So it's all glued up. I'm gonna give it some hours, probably tomorrow night, to get it put back in the cabinet or the box, and get it all wired back up, plug back in, fire it up, and see how it sounds. The glue around the outside edge is all set up. One quick test. No rubbing of the coil, so that's great. It's ready to reinstall. This is the enclosure. It's just a computer subwoofer system, but it sounds really good. So we're going to repurpose it. Get this enclosure connected back to the amp here. We can cut to get it out. This kind of sits in like this. That's the powered subwoofer.